There's some darkness in here. You don't let that one as well. Just on my come over. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, when you look upwards at all, you look kind of goony.
What do you mean play some digital audio music?
Just some guitar-y strumming, so if you want to put some text up on the screen or anything. It's a good thing.
Is it like
Alright, here we go. What number is this?
3?
Number 3.
Please.
So, this week, what have we done? We did loads this week because we had a house party, didn't we, on the weekend?
Yeah, Saturday.
So, just because something happened, it feels like we did loads.
There was an event that was here,
Yeah,
so we didn't leave the house,
that's what a house party is.
but we did something. We socialised.
Yeah. And then I think we're done with socialising now for a while. I feel like I am.
Yeah.
The good thing about house parties is you don't need to see anyone for ages after that, do you? Just say, yeah, it's a good party. Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then when you do see them, they're like, oh, I haven't seen you since the house party. And then boom, conversation's rolling. And it's a good one because it's about you.
And it's good because it's about you.
No, because you know what they're talking about. Because they're not talking about something that you missed on purpose. Because then you don't have to be like, oh, I'm so sorry I missed it.
How was it? Was it good?
Yeah. Is that right? I feel like I don't actually do that, but it sounds like I should.
Yeah, of course you do.
Do I? Alright.
Are you really interested in what people do without you?
Yeah, vaguely. Well,
unless it's something really interesting.
On a sort of like. No, I'm not.
Unless it's really interesting. Unless it's really interesting, no one actually really cares. Unless it involves someone that they know.
The only way this question is interesting is if you say, should we care what people we haven't met and never will meet are doing?
No.
I think we should care.
If
I
you
think that's
go
interesting. So what do they do day to day? People that you're never going to meet.
But they never tell you, well, I won't.
I wouldn't want to hear it every day, granted.
Exactly.
So getting back to what we've done this week.
Right. So this week we had a party.
We had the house party and there was loads of people talking and things.
It was alright.
Noisy.
Good.
It was good, yeah.
It was good for a house party. It wasn't like someone
alright,
sets
yeah.
up a DJ system and does some DJing. It was just sitting around and getting booze and listening to music. It wasn't really like a house party. It was more of a large gathering.
I don't know. It only takes one bad egg, doesn't it?
There's plenty of bad eggs in our group of people.
Plenty of good eggs. I had a good egg sandwich this morning.
Did you? What was it? Just right.
Oh, that would have been so much cooler if I'd had like a threesome last night. I'll settle for the. I think I would have preferred the actual egg sandwich.
I watched the threesome last night.
So we've had the party, and then the rest of the week for me was spent reading and watching films, basically. All of my free time went on that, which was nice and cheap.
We watched a lot of films outside of the party when we weren't working.
We've had a couple of movie nights again, themed ones.
Yeah, we have.
When I say themed, I really want to clarify that there's no theme in the room. We don't make snacks and dress up or anything weird. You just pick 3 films that are all from the same genre and watch them.
Yeah.
So we did Sword and Sandals, didn't we? When we were super hungover.
Yeah.
With Gladiator,
Troy,
and The Scorpion King.
Yeah. All 3 powerhouses of film.
They're all so entertaining. Party, films. You went away on work for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You've been playing a lot of Call of Duty again.
I like killing people, what can you say?
And this, I've been reading this for like the last... This is how far through I am. I've started it 2 days ago. So that's my recommendation.
Alright, what happens in the episode?
It's Cormac McCarthy, Blood Meridian, for those of you that couldn't read that. Probably most of you. And it's... before we started doing this video blog, I read the Borders trilogy by him. And it was just fucking amazing. I've read some of the other ones before, but when I was younger. I would have definitely ranted about how good the Border trilogy is as well if we'd been doing this. We weren't.
So other than reading books
week,
and watching films, what have we been doing? We made fortresses.
We did the recipe, yeah. We posted that. You can go and watch that. It's a separate video. There's a recipe for our cocktail that we were drinking that we made at the house party. The best thing about that video, if you are interested in this blog, which is about the trip, is that Bill is in that video.
He is.
And he's coming on the trip with us.
Yep.
And he hasn't been in this yet. So if you want to see
his face,
if you want to see his creepy little face, you can go and have a look. I think he pops up twice. So
look at Bill.
And also, it's worth watching for the recipe. Just humbly saying.
If you want to have the tastiest drink you'll ever drink, you got inexplicably annoyed when someone knocked yours over. And he was like,
well, I was sat on this chair and he knocked it over and he was just like, oh, sorry, as if it was like a gin and tonic. Because he didn't know.
Yeah.
He didn't know that it was basically half a pint of spirits.
You got so scared.
But then like 5 minutes later, you were talking to him, because I said don't worry about it. And then you were talking to him, he explained what the drink was. And then he realised what he'd kicked over and he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then he was really apologetic, so...
Because I made him taste it, didn't I?
There was nothing, it wasn't really dramatic enough to talk about, is it? No, it was a good story actually. Let's cut out me criticising it and use it.
No, I think everyone needs to know how cynical you are.
I think they already do.
Right. So...
read some of my stories. So that's about the week rounded off, I'd say.
This is the least professional production I've ever been part of.
We've improved the set this week.
Decoration is key.
With our art.
Yeah.
Because you had that fucking huge box of pencils that you just pulled out. And we just did some colouring in.
Yeah. Sometimes it just...
Bill
you
did this one of you. I like this one. The Bill did of you. Where your eyes are all smudged and you haven't got a face. It's like a cross. I don't know if you can see that, but it's good. We'll post a picture of it.
Drawing is a good stress relief, don't we?
I agree, yeah. That's why children... I don't know why adults don't just draw stuff more and just do colouring in. Yeah. Very relaxing. What's next? Next is... Dun dun dun.
Is it agony?
Agony time. Yeah, it's agony time. This is my favourite bit.
Right, I've got them.
Can we use that thing?
Yeah.
Agony aunt section 1.
Everyone draw a bit more.
Our agony relief tip of the week. Just take some time and do some doodling, preferably semi-drunk.
Yeah, no, just always drunk. Right, so agony aunt questions. But they're uncle questions now, aren't they?
Agony uncles, yeah.
Agony uncle questions.
Nothing wrong with being an aunt.
I've got one.
Good enough for Deirdre Saunders.
Right, question number 1. What is your experience with love? How do you know it's a real thing or all just in your mind? What is your experience with love, Sam? You write enough poetry about
yes,
this for me to know.
I have experience with love.
Does this person love you back?
Yeah.
How do you know it's a real thing or all just in your mind? How do you know that about anything though? That's what I first thought.
Oh, the solipsist surfaces again. Reciprocation. Done?
Done.
Next.
Oh. So the first one I missed.
I was thrown on the floor for ages before I realised how cool that would look. So don't sweat.
Well, hopefully it'll float over. Agony aunt for Ali. This one's a long one. How do I tell my parents I don't want to go to college?
I'll go and put the kettle on somewhere.
How do I tell my parents I don't want to go to college? What I really want to do is take a road trip all over the US and meet new people and learn things and then maybe go to college. But they don't want me to go and take time off. They want me to go straight to college. What do I do? Right. I'll answer that slowly.
You go first, it's yours.
How do I tell my parents I don't want to go to college? It's probably, I did it, but I was already at university when I said I don't want to be here anymore. But I think you just got to grin and bear it, and they'll understand. Like, some people just don't want to go straight away. You are being forced into it, but I think by a lot of people you've got to go straight to university. So what this person basically wants to do is do a year out, I guess. And I say that's definitely a good thing to do. Do that.
I agree.
because you'll go to university knowing what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's the best idea. So they don't want me to go and take time off.
Can I just go back to the start?
Alright, go on.
Because you were quite thorough there. And my first thought was calmly. Don't get into a big screaming match with them.
Right.
I think that's important.
Yeah. Like an
Tell
adult.
them your plan. Say you've got a plan and this is what you want to do and you're going to work for this long and then go there and it will cost you this much and then when you get back you'll apply there and do that.
Yeah.
Let them know that you're not just panicking.
Yeah.
That's important. And reassure them. Because
prove to them that it's not just a rash
decision.
Decision.
They sound scared. Parents get scared.
Yeah, they're worried you're going to fritter your life away and become a bum. But just a year out won't do that, they'll be alright.
Yeah. I think people should have more sympathy for their parents.
Yeah, they're just...
When you're young. Because I didn't have much.
No.
And then you get a bit older and you think, I should have been nicer.
Yeah. I took my gran out for dinner the other day to be nice for this kind of reason. So I can then say, I'm going to live in America.
I thought it was because you didn't want to buy her a Christmas present.
Yeah, that as well.
Alright, finish the answer, sorry.
But they don't want me to take time off, they want me to go straight to college. What do I do? Well, you're your own person, you're allowed to do what you want.
Yeah, make a plan, tell them.
Yeah.
If they still say no, you're an adult, just go and do it.
Yeah.
They'll probably just feel bad and miss you anyway.
Yeah.
As long as you don't die.
I think that's a question.
Done. Thanks for the question.
That's good questions, thank you. Nice to go.
And that's the end of the agony section.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Right. But we have got more questions.
Right, so now we'll do...
Oh yeah, we've split them up now.
Yeah.
The agony bit, we're going to just do separately. Sometimes we might not get any agony questions. So we'll just have a little separate bit. And now we'll do some Q&A.
Q&A. Let's do that.
Q&A / bullshit philosophising based on something not mentioned in the question. Alright, let's do some questions then. Right. I'll go first.
Right.
Ali, are you planning on posting more music? Online, I guess that means.
I guess so. Yes, I am. I'm going to take a week off work in like 2 weeks' time and record an EP of some sort. And
an EP, 5,
4 or 5, and I'll record them all and release it. I just need to get time off work. I've been a slave to the man recently.
Been there. Alright, an EP, what's on it? Original songs?
Yeah, no covers.
No covers, alright. I think you should do covers as well. Make it out.
Separately.
Do a separate EP of covers. And then do this one. Do this one all nice and professional.
Yeah, and the other one will
do a muck about after one.
Yeah.
Alright, so, are you planning on posting more music? Yes.
Yeah.
How long? When will that be ready? A month?
A month and a bit, yeah.
Just over a month?
Just over a month.
Just over a month.
Alright, what instruments do you play and how long have you been playing? I play...
It's all music, isn't it, today?
Yeah, it is.
You've had about time you had your time in the limelight. Go on.
Alright, what is... How long have you been playing? I play the piano, the guitar. I played the drums for a while in a band. When I grew up at school, I was like in the orchestra, so I was like...
I don't think you're mental enough to be a drummer.
No.
Drummers are the extreme ones.
Yeah. I just kept the rhythm, I wasn't very good. And then growing up, I was like in the orchestra, so I was like clarinet, like saxophone and all that kind of stuff. And woodwind instruments. But yeah, so I've been playing guitar for about 12 years.
12 years, look at that.
A while. Not very good for 12 years.
How old were you when you learned your first instrument?
6. I did my grade 1 on my 6th birthday for clarinet.
I'm glad that I'll always have been writing longer than you've been playing music.
What?
Because when I learned to write, I was like 2 or 3.
This weekend I went to the zoo. It's not writing.
That's writing.
Well, then I've been writing for the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's so easy to get you to buy it. It's so easy to get you to buy it. What languages do you find most interesting? I'm not going to talk about how they sound as much as how they're formulated, because that interests me a lot more.
I did Chinese at uni for a bit. That was quite funny.
Yeah.
That's quite weird. They don't have letters, do they?
I always like made up languages. I think Tolkien's was interesting.
If you've got the
and if
time
you read
to
the roots
create-
of it, like where it came from, it's all very interesting.
If you've got the time to create something like Klingon, then that's
Klingon,
quite
yeah.
interesting, isn't it?
There's a lot of languages. Dothraki. I think rather than what languages are interesting, my answer as a douchebag is that all language is interesting. Language itself is interesting. But that was
I'm not even elaborating on that.
nearly a good question.
Alright. What was the first thing you ever wrote, Sam? What made you want to write?
The first thing I ever wrote to
Oh.
share with people,
Yeah.
since I started like writing recently, was about 2 years ago.
Right, so at uni.
Yeah, I was working in like an office at the time. I did it that year, and it was a short story, and it was called "Of Loss," and it was well cheerful. And I hadn't even broken up with my girlfriend at this point. I was always this cheerful.
You're such a dour man. Was it really sad? What was it about?
It was about a man whose wife and children die. And then he goes on a trip and tries to mourn.
And why did you write that? I'm expanding on this question. I'm being very
Why did I write? I don't know. I always write stories like that.
This is me being better than Piers Morgan.
I think it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Loss.
Well, yeah,
I think the way people react to it,
I agree.
deal with it,
I agree.
I think it's very much the basis of a lot of people's lives. And I think it's interesting.
Mm.
So I wrote that. It's quite good actually. It's on my blog if you want to go and read it. There's a thing you can click for all the stories and it's on like page 2 or something. And it's only short. It's like 1,000 words, 5 minutes. It took me like an hour to write one afternoon, and I was like, you know what? I've got no idea what to do with this. I'm going to start a blog. And here we are. A poem's like a little stretch. Instead of writing a story, you just have a little workout.
Poem is like.
Fuck off! That was a valid analogy. Do more recipe videos. Make actual food this time though, like breakfast food / eggs / etc.
What?
No.
Why not?
No. Because I can't be asked. I'm not good at it.
What we
I
can
mean,
do,
we're good at the cooking. I'm not good at it. I can't be asked. We haven't got a nice enough kitchen.
what we
to
can
do it.
do is instead of doing ones where we use like actual ingredients and measure stuff out, is every time we booze,
Like invent recipes.
we end up inventing recipes when we're boozed out of what is left in the cupboards. So why don't we just make a couple of them?
Booze food.
Booze food.
Alright. Yeah, we could do that. Alright, next time we're really boozed and we make a meal at like 2 AM, we can video that. So we've made some very good ones before.
Yeah. Then the question is done.
Questions are done. Thanks for your questions.
Thank you very
Send
much.
us more. We'll do a couple of Agony ones every week and a couple of normal ones every week.
Yeah.
Alright, where does that leave us? What have we done trip-wise in the last week? It's always popping up in conversation. We explained it to a few people at the party, didn't we? They all seemed very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
We were talking about Kickstarter. That got chopped up as an idea.
Yeah.
Could we do a Kickstarter and offer rewards? So we're going to maybe think about that, look into Kickstarter, because I don't know a lot about it yet,
Yeah.
apart from general
I
knowledge.
think you have to make a video and then give things away.
Yeah.
Crap.
I know there's prizes. We need to. So we'll look into that. Maybe we could rustle up some prizes to offer people, and then you could chip in towards us getting an RV or something.
Yeah.
The more money we get, the cooler the vehicle will be, and the funnier the photos.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that. Any other trip news? Don't think so.
Well.
I think we should buy one of those huge maps.
I don't really say it.
A flump. All right, I think we'll call that a day. Thanks for watching. Same time next week again.
Yeah.
And get questions in if you've got any. All right, have a good week. Ta-ta. My mum doesn't like beards. Can you see my Pet Cemetery t-shirt or whatever it is?
The rescue.
Same thing, isn't it?
The opposite.
We used to do it, well, one of us was in it doing circles, and the other one's in the middle with like a tennis racket and a ball, or a football, and you have to boot the football in the car, catch it, and spank it with your stick. You have to have a wine bottle taped in one hand and a thingy taped in the other, and you have to take it out with your teeth and check it.
Alright, let's find that game. Jabronis.
Yeah, I started saying jabronis, and I was like, I've got fed up of that, so I've started saying, who are these punks?
Oh.
That's Mega 2. Yeah, it's in the nook.
It's in the nook.
Do you want to see your coffee? See your coffee?
Tea, please.
Can you play Smoke on the Water? Did you talk to that girl again?
Which one?
The one who was like, will you strum my clit like a guitar?
No. Should I talk to her?
I like that.
Okay, so.
That was unprofessional.
You're an unprofessional dick. Right, we're not professional though, are we?
Maybe don't show those to the therapist.
Right.
I think it's probably time for me to have another cigarette.
Yeah.
I'm sick of your droning voice.
Right, yeah. I'll split.
That's what I think of your opinion. I'll just stand up.
Because it'll be funny if
I'll just do this, look. Stop it now!
Take your mama out all night. Get the only good time on you and go out. Take your mama.
You sound like a gypsy doing a Caleb Follower impression.
Does that sound like Caleb?
Stay for me.
Alistair, your friends seem a bit like druggies.